Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
Let's do this then. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Comedy Cellar Nightly. We're back. We got a full house tonight. Of course, we have Mark Cohen, who looks like he's in a French prison, Papillon. We got Mike Kaplan. Nice to see you. It's exact background I'd think you'd have. Just plain.
Why do you need?
You can green screen him later.
I got stuff going on in here. Why do I need stuff out here?
Well, that's why I have so much stuff behind me, because there's nothing going on up here. We, of course, have Rick Chrome.
Hey.
And I'm going to hack this up. Alagon Mitra.
So close. Alingon.
Oh, that one too. We have him too. We have both of them here tonight. And of the lovely Esty, the queen of the cellar. And we have, of course, Noam Dorman, the guy who put this all together, so we can come here and hang out and keep the comedy cellar community going and have some laughs for the fans and us. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
I'm getting fatter by the minute.
Second.
Let's just get this out of the way,
Hey.
Rick.
Yeah.
I know your next role. I mean, if you don't book this guy in time,
Let me do his face.
I mean, this is you,
I think
Howard
it is.
Baskin. If you don't book that, if they don't book you as Howard Baskin in the movie version of Tiger King,
I like those tigers, and Carol is.
You could also play Carol.
you could.
What?
He said you could.
You could also play Carol.
And I could wear it better than she did.
And you ain't lying.
I believe.
Oh my God! He just did a massive pun.
I did.
Holy shit! Mark, are you-
I watched. When I watched it, I didn't think that it looked like me, and then what you just put up there looks exactly like me. So.
oh my God! Everybody, we were all talking like, oh my God, there's Rick Chrome. Rick Chrome, he's gonna play that guy. You have to
hope
play
so.
that guy.
That's hilarious.
No.
I see it as a musical, Rick. Why don't you write the music?
You all right, SD?
Yeah, the dog is out of control.
I got a little. I got a little scared when you turned your video on. I just saw a young man's torso. I thought Rick had another camera on in his house.
I should be so lucky. Hey, there's where it happens, folks. There it is. There's nothing on my bed but tax paperwork.
Why don't you go get yourself one of those lights, black lights?
Because it's not 1972.
No, to see what's on your bed.
I see.
Jesus, what the?
This. Those are the old days, Mark. There's nothing comes out. It's just soot and ash.
Oh, I used to. I used
Comes
to
out now, Ash.
Ash, like a dormant volcano. Just ash and soot.
So go
And then
ahead,
natives
come
run
on.
away. I'm sorry, SD. This is not meant for a lady.
Yeah, let him get it out, Noam.
Elaine-
Noam, how are you
Elaine is
doing?
Not enjoying this.
I'm good. I'm in my parents' basement.
Oh,
Oh, nothing's changed.
Yeah. No, I was like self-quarantined for a couple of weeks, but my parents still don't want me upstairs for some reason.
Were you
did they
sick?
think you had it?
No. They let me up after a little while, but they went out, so they were afraid they were going to give it to me. So then they kept me in for extra time.
Your parents are doctors?
No, but funny that you assumed that.
No. Somebody's parents. Oh, stop that. Somebody's parents are doctors.
My dad has a PhD in biochemistry, but he's
Oh.
not medical.
I was yeah, boy, that was a nice way to put me. Jesus Christ, Olinga. Yeah, I imagine me making the jump from biochemistry and a PhD to doctor. What a fucked up memory I have. It must be because you're Indian. Indian was probably the most likely thing there. It wasn't that.
That was the only reason.
PhD in biochemistry.
Yeah, it's not like he works at Grossman's Bargain Outlet, flat stacking a lumber yard.
Can you just admit something? It's just awesome right now to be able to dangle white people like in awkwardness.
Oh yeah, especially in Zoom. Just have to stare at us.
Did you say dangle white people in awkwardness?
It's like I was like, I swear I remember his father. Could I really have just said he's a doctor because he's Indian? Like I think every parent of every Indian person I know is a doctor. Oh yeah, well he does have a biochemistry PhD, but you know.
Well,
but I don't think we've ever spoken about my parents.
Well, a lot of Indians are doctors.
I thought Noam was an accountant for 10 years.
Why? Because he's Jewish?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you spoke about it on stage. Lingon, you talk about it on stage?
Maybe.
Yeah. Does it bother you that people have positive stereotypes about Indian people?
Do they have positive stereotypes? You're saying that with a lot of stank on it, so I don't feel that positive.
If the assumption is your dad's a doctor or your mom's a doctor, it's not exactly
or a taxi driver or like a.
See, Noam, I thought you just assumed they were a doctor because they were telling him to like stay downstairs or upstairs. I didn't think it was anything about a race.
Or that he worked in it.
I had some recollection that somebody's mom or dad were somehow in medicine. He's right. Maybe it's not because maybe it's just a coincidence, but you know, I had that recollection.
I'm trying to give you an out.
No, what do you think my parents are?
Hold on, your dad's a plumber, right?
No.
I swear.
Wait a minute. Stop. Which dad are you talking about?
The one who didn't touch you.
The first one. The one that didn't even acknowledge me. The first one. He's actually an engineer.
What train?
Engineer?
He's like he works in a shop and engineers stuff. I never met him. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Let's guess what people's parents are right now. My mother's a hairdresser. My father's an engineer. Mark, your parents, your father sells kites.
What'd you call me?
No, kites.
What kites? I'm sorry. Kites. You know, my father owned record stores in the 70s.
I was close.
Yeah, and then got put out of business and then sold T-shirts.
Oh, you really were close, Robert.
I was very fucking close.
Iron on T-shirts, yeah.
Wow. And Rick.
Yes.
Your father.
My father, still alive, just turned 86 yesterday.
Wow.
He was a offset printer for magazines.
Well, we're supposed to guess, but go ahead. Do you think?
Wait a minute, Rick.
We were just
Your
saying.
father is younger than you?
My father married a rich tiger lady. My father raised tigers. He was a crazy lady in Florida.
Mike, Mike, your father worked in a chocolate factory in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Nothing. Jeffrey Dahmer. Nothing. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My mother has a PhD in plumbing, and
she's Indian.
my parents are both teachers.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep. Growing up, they both taught music, and then my mom still does private music lessons. And my dad does some different things now since he's retired.
Are either of them Jewish?
How can you have an answer like this if the answer is no? Yeah, they're both as Jewish as I am, or a little more or less.
Okay.
You play an instrument still, by the way?
I do. I play guitar mostly and violin some, kind of any string things mainly. I see. Do you play those behind you, Dom?
I play guitar, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have them out. I used to keep it like in a case in a closet and never play it. But if you have it out, you just pull it off the wall.
Yeah, we have a lot around here. Yeah. My father.
No, you don't play keyboards either.
Yeah, I play piano.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah.
No, have you been playing a lot since you've been home, or are you just not creative at all?
I was for a while working on some old classical pieces, but then the depression hit in, and I just haven't been playing.
Yeah.
Do you ever write your own stuff?
Yeah, I haven't been doing that either.
I think he's trying to I think you overlooked the word depression that he just said.
It's
Really,
terrible, isn't
just-
it? Once it hits you, I mean, you can't do anything.
Those
I
people
think
are
you're-
not known for being compassionate, you know. Ron.
What the fuck, no?
No, stop trying to emulate me. You know, it's the COVID thing, and they say it's coughing and you're tired all the time. I think it's just people getting high. No?
Could be.
So wait, so Lingon, but so you do have it is biochemistry. I mean, that is a related topic to the coronavirus, right?
A little bit. I mean, my dad doesn't. Yeah,
What-
but he doesn't. He does tax consulting now.
Oh, why is that?
He's now Jewish. Yeah.
No money and disease.
No, he just transitioned when he came to Massachusetts. A lot of people were talking taxes, and he found out he was really good at it, so he moved into there.
Well, he transitioned too, so he's and he's an accountant and he's a biochemist.
So he's like a genius.
This is a
your dad?
complicated guy. Girl, whatever. Then complicated day.
I don't think I made this up, but Lingon, I believe, told me he went to Harvard, correct? Or was that Nimesh?
No, definitely not Nimesh.
Went to Harvard, and now you're here with me.
So what does your mom do?
Whoa.
My mom helps with the business.
Your mom what? I'm sorry.
My mom helped with the business, so like the tax consulting business.
Ah.
What
But
part
you're-
of Massachusetts are you from?
Worcester.
Oh, I'm from Springfield.
That's where Dennis Leary's from Worcester.
Is he?
Yeah.
They used to have
place.
They used to have a lot of comedy clubs out in Worcester. The Aku Aku, one
The
of the
Chinese
original-
restaurant, right?
a Chinese restaurant, and I remember they had a wall of comics, a line of them, just a separate line, and there was one bald one in the middle, and then all these other guys. And I was like, why are all these other guys? All the other guys had toupees.
Okay, I was gonna say one more thing. Between your father and you,
I won't let it go.
you spent an enormous amount of money on higher education to walk away from your degrees. Your father's a PhD in biochemistry and he's doing taxes. You have a 4-year degree from Harvard and you're a comedian. That's nuts.
Correct.
That's amazing.
No,
I mean, it's
I
actually
feel like I'm
No,
on a
but
bad
great,
but-
actually. I think it's
No,
awesome
no, but-
when people do that. But go ahead. Sorry.
but my dad is like financially successful. I am not.
But that's not the only thing. That's all you people think about?
I don't know. You
Jesus
you said you invested so much money.
Noam, I have to say that Noam's in a little bit of depression right now. So
Yeah. I've never seen him so happy though.
He doesn't know. It's an old Jewish joke. The punchline is that's all you people think about. I'm not going to tell it now. Maybe Mark will. But anyway.
Is anything okay here?
But you're successful because you're doing what you love to do.
Who's he talking to now?
none of us.
I feel like
guy
he's
living
looking
in a
at himself.
basement.
And you have a degree to fall back on.
Yeah. No, I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Are you having second thoughts about going to comedy?
No. Comedy is where I want to be.
Noam,
No.
do you want us to leave?
No.
I mean, what are you doing? A one-on-one?
One of us
piece?
is gonna get eliminated at the end of this.
What are you,
I'm gonna have
60
to put my-
minutes?
I'm gonna put my pants back on in a second.
I don't know. When he put me on the spot, I felt alive for the first time in 4 days.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You guys go.
So, no. You of course know that was funny.
Let's talk about curry.
Esty, what did your parents do? What were your
Who?
parents? Esty.
My mom had a luncheonette, a small restaurant,
Wow.
and with my stepfather.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't had the contact with my father since I was 11, so I had no idea. I have no idea.
I've always wanted to go to a luncheonette. I love luncheonettes.
What she had is a luncheonette in a very industrial area in Old Jaffa. So all the mechanics and everybody working in the garages there would come for lunch, and it was all home cooking.
Oh,
She would prepare, her own meals, and it was tiny, but it was really pretty cool.
that's
I
great.
like the jukebox in it where you at all the tables.
No room for jukebox.
No.
No.
No, it wasn't Happy Days, Rick.
Well, I'm saying
The fucking Luncheonette.
SD Tuesday, happy days.
Robert, can I ask you, where have you been eating lunch, if not at Luncheonette's?
That's true.
I mean, I've never. Well, that's
Why do you assume he's been eating lunch?
I mean, I don't. Oh God. It's like you can't say something to a person who's larger than you anymore.
What do you mean by that, Skinny? What are you dangling a fat guy over?
It's so hard to dangle a fat guy. They fall right out of your hands.
They break the string every time. I've never. I mean, I've always wanted. I don't. Where is a Luncheonette? They don't.
You've eaten at a Luncheonette.
Where's a Luncheonette? Tell me.
Diner. It's like a diner.
But they're only open till lunch. They close, right? Esty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around 4 or 5 o'clock. They would close.
Yeah, diner.
Open at 5:30 in the morning, and they had breakfast, and they had, homemade eggs and herrings and whatever.
That was probably good.
Other salads. And then for lunch is whatever she cooked. She would cook 2 or 3 different soups and meats, and people had their favorites, and she sort of customized it to her customers.
Yeah. What was the name of it?
It wasn't like traffic that came off the street. You wouldn't find it if you went by, because it was like deep into this industrial area with building 4 and around, whatever. But they work really hard, manual labor, the heat and all, no air condition, no nothing.
Wow.
But they were very popular there.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Olingon, did you just change your shirt to let us know that you're in Worcester?
I just needed Gnome to know. Yeah, no. I've had it on. I just wanted to show it off a little bit.
You just backed up a little bit.
Very
proud.
Did anyone watch Trump's
Meltdown?
tonight?
He had a meltdown?
Yeah.
He didn't have a meltdown, but
That doesn't sound like him.
back. He was pushing back, unbelievable, and he had Dr. What's his name? Tony
Fauci.
Yeah, explain what happened the day before, because there was indication that they were not on the same page when he started acting on the coronavirus. So he went from beginning of January, and like a diary. Then he had the presentation of slides.
It was horrible.
Were saying about him. It was quite fascinating, I'll tell you that. And the doctor came out and was supporting Trump, and then whenever we recommended, Trump was right there and always said yes, whatever. And there was this one reporter she was from New York Times, right?
CNN.
Asking the dog?
She kept at it. Are you talking like this right now to protect the president, whatever? And he got really angry at her. So don't even go there. No, I'm telling you what happened. I mean, it sounded like he was clearing or backing up Trump big time.
Oh.
It was very, very unusual. And then when they got to the clips and the little presentation that he prepared, all the channels went off. The only one that showed the whole thing was Fox.
Oh, sure.
With all the clips, the whole presentation. Listen,
Rick, you could play Fauci too.
It sort of felt like they edited this press conference.
I think Mike Kaplan would be better.
CBS, NBC, they just cut it off and went away.
Yeah.
They didn't give a chance to see the whole picture and make up your mind.
Was he?
That's wrong. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't.
Can't we talk about religion instead?
I couldn't believe it. I said, where is it? Where is it? I started flicking around until I got to Fox News, and they had the whole presentation.
you can't. It seems to me that you can't cover because there was a big long story in the Times 2 days ago about this, and then
Right.
a few stories now, trying to make the case that Trump did or didn't do what he was supposed to, and there are a lot of accusations going around, and seems to me, and covered by, and these networks were presenting these accusations.
Thank you. Yes.
If the man wants to get up there and refute them,
Exactly.
and you cut away from them, you're not a journalist anymore. You've taken.
No, they cut away from Trump. They didn't cut away from Fauci.
No, I'm saying.
No, Fauci, but Fauci pushed back.
I'm saying when they cut away from anybody, nobody could say this.
Yeah, but he's full of shit.
Doesn't matter. It's still news.
He's been on for 2 hours already.
Why can't we as viewers look at the whole presentation and come to our own conclusions?
You can. You went to Fox.
Censor it.
I don't know. I have to see it, but it is obvious to anybody who's fair-minded that this comes not out of this is
he showed a commercial during the press conference. That's illegal.
Yeah. But it's obvious that this is not a decision that doesn't reflect how they feel about him.
Yeah.
And as opposed to, I mean, there's all sorts of things that have happened in history which are absurd, which are lies, which were wrong, which are, just reprehensible. And nobody ever thought they weren't news. If the president,
but there was also never a president that was on camera every night at the same time lying.
One second.
Hold on. They didn't cut away from Nixon when he was defending himself on Watergate.
But Nixon
every night either.
Even it was clear. Even when it was clear Nixon was lying, nobody ever thought they're not going to cover him.
But it's not the same. You're talking about one night against 100 nights.
Mark, time. Every day.
Hey, I don't work for you anymore.
Listen to me. Around 10, between 10 and 10:30, you have De Blasio every night giving a report on New York City.
Oh, wait, hold on.
After that, you have the governor of New York. Then you have the governor every day at the same time.
Let me tell you why I think it clearly is news. Anybody who heard this story right now, that Trump went up there and did this and that, and Fauci came out and got mad, most people who are into current events would say, oh shit, let me look that up, or let me go find it on YouTube. It's so obviously interesting that the fact that you could only find it on one news outlet, what is clearly interesting to anybody from the right or the left, depending on from any point of view, it's still like I'd like to see what went on there. That sounds.
Yeah, but
exactly.
we have to stop getting.
That's the definition of news.
We have to stop. I don't watch news anymore. I get my news from Jim and Sam in the morning on Sirius. That's where you should get your news from. That's
you see, whether I don't like that he's self-congratulating himself all the time. Whether I don't like his style and all of that.
Well, Fauci?
Haven't said that.
No, Robert.
Haven't said that, Mark. You say that he's on TV every night. Every single official here, I don't know about Vegas, is on every day. And I can tell you which time you can watch whom.
How long was Trump talking for?
What you say?
Hold on, I can say one more thing. The media has disgraced themselves here, and maybe Trump has too. The New York Times did another long story a few days ago about the New York version of what went wrong. And in that story, like 6 or 7 paragraphs, they buried the lead. In that story, about 6, 7 paragraphs, it said that according to their expert, the delay of Andrew Cuomo of about 10 days could be responsible for 80% of the deaths in the tri-state area.
And De Blasio.
Hold on. No. But the Cuomo, yeah, De Blasio is the story, but in the end, Cuomo had the authority to do everything. De Blasio didn't.
You lost Allegon. He's gone.
I was getting pretty bored.
No,
I'm sorry.
So here you have a story where the governor is accused in the New York Times of being responsible for 80% of the deaths. And now let me say, New York and New Jersey together have more, New York by itself, but New York and New Jersey, which are basically, geographically one, have more cases than any other country in the world. They are about half the cases in the entire United States. So when they're saying that Cuomo's decisions may have led to 80% of the deaths, what they're saying is that if not for Cuomo, America would be far ahead everybody in Europe. If not for these decisions, that's what they're saying. Maybe right, maybe wrong. Nobody even asked him about it. Not one reporter even questioned him about it. They just said, Governor, it says in the Times today, blah, blah, blah. What do you have to say? What's your response? They pretended it didn't even happen. Can you imagine a story, the same story in the Times, if they found a decision that Trump made, which was responsible for 80% of the deaths, that the reporter, they would be beating each other up to ask him about it. They're a fucking disgrace. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter whose side you're on. They pick and choose what they want to cover. They cover things kicking and screaming. You're seeing it now with this Biden thing. I think all these accusations of sexual harassment are ridiculous unless they have positive proof. I don't like it. I didn't like it against Kavanaugh. I don't like it against Biden. However, in every story about Biden, going over the facts now, the Times, Washington Post, they have about 2 paragraphs about the accusations against Trump. By what logic of fact-finding is it relevant to bring in Trump into a story about whether or not Biden didn't do this? It makes no sense whatsoever. And they don't even have the sophistication, the cynical sophistication, not to put it in because it's so obvious that it just shows where they stand on the story. When Trump was accused of sexual harassment in 2015, did anybody also have 2 paragraphs saying, and by the way, the husband of Senator Clinton is also accused of raping Juanita Broderick? No, they don't. That would look ridiculous because the story was about Trump and this story is about Biden and someone who's accused him. And this has not, Trump could drop dead or not drop dead. It doesn't change whether this story is true or not. And they've gotten so crazy. They can't even see it. You can't possibly fucking logically tell me that there's any relevance to Trump's history to deciding whether Biden did or did not digitally penetrate this woman 20 years ago. It is clearly irrelevant. They should be ashamed of themselves.
If this show was on CNN, it would have gotten cut off 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it's my show. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Oh my God! I think
he did make a comment. He says, 5 years from now, when I'm not here, New York Times is going to go bankrupt because I'm not going to be.
Hold on, Esty. Hold on. This is a Lingon. This is a typical tactic. Not one word about anything I said. Not one because honestly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, listen.
Are we not supposed to be telling jokes?
So Lingong, this is the typical tactic of a comedian to try to add levity and humor to some asshole fucking ranting in his basement about fucking what's going on in the world.
Hey,
all right?
Hey, that's not his
shame on you. You motherfucker.
No, Robert. Shame on you, Robert Kelly. Shame on you, Robert Kelly.
Shame on me for being funny too. Shame on you.
Hey, everyone. If I may.
Let the pink go talk. Go ahead.
I will respond without any jokes, like Noam wants, to exactly what he said, like Noam wants. I pulled up the article in the New York Times. It does say that if the New York State and city had adopted widespread social distancing measures a week or 2 earlier, including closing schools, stores, and restaurants, then the estimated death toll from the outbreak might have been reduced by 50 to 80%. So you were doing the same thing you were accusing others of, just picking and choosing. You chose the 80, you didn't choose the 50.
No.
And
you're wrong. You're wrong.
50 to 80.
Because beginning of January, there was no.
Esty, hold on. I said
one person that had mothers. There was no.
Esty, Jesus. I said 50 to 80.
That's my God.
But if I didn't say 50, I mean, I've been emailing a lot of it. Every time I talk about this, I say 50 to 80%. So if I didn't say it, I think I did.
I wish we had a record of it.
No. If I didn't say it, you're absolutely right. You should say 50 to 50 is enough. No.
And 100%. I agree that this is a valuable point to have been made, and it's also made in the New York Times. This is the media that you're indicting, though.
No,
they are.
No, because the fact is that they buried in the middle.
The New York Times is the media.
No, I didn't say it wasn't the media. Listen, the Times is an interesting duck. I mean, the Times is still the only place you can go basically to get an in-depth analysis on something. And they're not so cynical in the Times that they're going to say, oh, Cuomo is responsible. We're not gonna do that story. They're not. You know, it's not like all or nothing. The Times has some integrity. However,
integrity.
Yeah,
Who's had integrity?
Esty, please. But yet,
More spot for you.
Why do you have that, Rob?
Rick.
First,
This
if
is
I
a
may
bad
also-
Thanksgiving dinner.
It's my gavel. It's called a cock gavel.
but
I
yet,
order in the cock court. Listen.
but yet,
Breitbart.
they buried the story. They buried that fact in the middle of the story.
Uh-oh.
And I believe that if it had, well, you tell me. If I had been the editor, I would have gone with the headline.
Yes.
80%.
New York's decisions likely lead to 50 to 80% of deaths. That was the only headline I could come up with after reading that story. The headline didn't even mention in order the subtext, nor was it the lead paragraph. Now, would you say that's?
I'll read you the headline. How delays and unheeded warnings hindered New York's virus fight.
Right. Yeah, but that's right. That's not
That
explosive.
sounds right.
No, hindered. Well, you would use the word hindered to describe a story that says it might have been 50 to 80% of the deaths. That's hindered. Come on now.
Well, all right. I'm
Do you
not
think
a
it was
wordsmith.
intentional? Do you think this was the intentional that they held it back?
How Himmler's decisions hindered the Jews? Oh, come on now. That's like Gary Goldman's routine about Hitler's shenanigans. Hindered.
Everything's the
Can we-
Holocaust for you guys.
Hindered is not a strong word. Hindered is not the word you do use it now. But the other question is, do you think
Yes.
now the Times covered it and nobody else has mentioned it since? You read it Times, I read the Times. I mean,
Yeah, I've never heard that.
What would you use? What would you use the word hinder in? Like my weight hinders my sex life with my wife? Is that?
It
I
hinders
would
yourself
say,
from seeing your
Alan,
penis.
I'm not going to say it.
Well, you're not going to say it. It must have been bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
It was about
It was
Indians.
funny. It wasn't bad. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious that if the exact same story had been about Trump and his decisions, exactly the same story.
But it depends what magazine though what newspaper you're reading. If it was in Breitbart, it wouldn't have been.
No. If it was in the Times and the same story.
Oh,
was
okay.
Trump,
Yeah,
you
correct.
would
I
have seen
agree.
CBS pick it up, NBC pick it up, ABC pick it up. You would have seen questions about it in the press conference. You would see editorials about it, and you would see it is a major story. What could be a bigger story right now than the fact that in the biggest hotspot in the world, the leaders, hold on, just let me say one thing important. While Ohio had already shut down, while San Francisco had already shut down, while it was already pretty clear to everybody else in the country that drastic action needed to be taken, while I had already had my kids out of school, that the governor probably screwed up and the casualties are in the thousands. How is that not the lead story for a few days in every media outlet? Now, I'm sorry, maybe I'm so polluted in my own mind, I'm missing it. Like there's some universe where no, that's not a big story. No, you're out of your mind. Why would ABC or CBS run that? I was like,
the president doing that is a bigger story, but
no, whoever causes that number of deaths is a big story. There's something big, and it spreads to the whole country from New York and New Jersey. Come on, it's obvious.
Come on over here.
Come on, Mark.
In other news,
The problem with that you're having, Mark, is that it's such a hard time now that you actually think what I'm saying is pro-Trump. It's not. It's nothing to do with Trump.
Oh no, I don't think it's pro-Trump. I mean, it's siding on that side of fake media kind of thing. But
I'm saying that I was home screaming at my local school board, "Why are you not shutting down?" I wrote emails about it. I tried to contact the superintendent of school. I said, "What are they doing? Why are they not shutting down? This is crazy. Ohio is shut down. What do you mean you're going to limit us to events of 500 or more when the CDC is already recommending 50 or more?" I mean,
were you sending your kids at that time still?
No, I pulled my kids out 2 weeks early.
I actually pulled my kids out because Noam told me to pull my kids out. My other kid I let stay in school. Don doesn't know about him.
And unfortunately, it was not the president who was standing in the way. It was the governor. And then, there's these famous, listen, San Francisco has like one of the most left-wing mayors in the country, right? I don't know her name. Her name is London something or.
Yeah.
And she was fantastic. On the same day, de Blasio was tweeting, go out, have a good time. You can't catch it or whatever he's saying.
Go to Chinatown, have a meal.
She was tweeting, get ready for school closures. Be very careful right now. Keep your distance. It's not an ideological thing here. There's not like a conservative view and a liberal view on what was the right thing to do.
De Blasio stinks.
The Republican governor of Ohio got it right. The far left-wing mayor of San Francisco got it right.
Yep.
The governor of New York did not get it right.
No.
Well, it was in the New York Times.
So popular right now that they want him to run for president.
Huh?
He's
Listen, I like the man actually,
Oh.
and I think now
Cuomo.
he's learned from his
They want him
mistakes.
to run for president.
I like Cuomo. I think if there was another crisis, he'd be very qualified to handle it now because I'm sure he's learned some lessons, and I think he has a good bedside manner. And I think people can get things wrong. I'm only complaining the fact that they pretend he didn't get it wrong. He should be asked about it. Maybe he didn't get it wrong. Maybe he has something to say. Maybe he's going to say, no, I read what it says in the paper, but this is the things you don't know. And then maybe Fox would cut away while he's trying to explain it. And you guys would say, oh, yeah, Fox had a good reason to cut away. Why should they have to stick around while he explains it?
Yeah, no, it was such a bold bias. And really,
We lost Rick.
talking to the viewer. I wanted to see what.
All right, back to the jokes.
Yeah, we lost Rick.
I'd just like to add, as a joke, that I agree with everything that Noam and Esty say because they are in charge of the Comedy Cellar. Thank you.
That's right.
And I would like to say,
now you have it right.
I don't think
My-
Mike disagrees with me, actually.
my news today, my wife finally made chicken cacciatore with thigh meat instead of chicken breast meat. So I was very happy.
You like that better?
Chicken cacciatore with thigh meat? Are you nuts? Chicken breast has no flavor. The thigh is all the flavor. And it's called Hunter's Stew. Did you know that?
Ooh.
Chicken cacciatore. Just
Hunter's stew.
originally made with rabbit.
Hey, Mark, what's going on with Vegas? I hear that they are gonna open little by little. What is
There was
that
the big
all
thing
about?
yesterday was the drive-in Easter ceremonies that the guy shut down. I haven't heard anything about them opening, and the guy seems pretty tight about everything.
What do you mean?
About what? The Easter thing or the closing?
No, not the Easter.
Can I just say that, Esty, this is not we do have to try to make sure that people watching have some idea what we're talking about. So let's just say that we have a comedy club in Vegas, and it's been shut down.
Yep.
And Mark is
It was the Rio.
at the Rio, and Mark works there regularly. Is the MC there?
Yep.
And so we're wondering if we're ever going to reopen. Rick, we understand you have to urinate every 5 minutes. It's okay.
The last
No,
thing that I heard, my daughter's saying that they're going to tell them on the 29th whether they'll go back to school. Now, I'm assuming if they're going back to school, they'll open up the casinos.
No, what I read, and I'm trying to remember right now where I read it, is that they start with some restaurants, whatever. Casinos are going to be not reopen right away. They're going to reopen it little by little. The casinos are sort of the last opening.
Oh, really?
Start.
Every place is delivering, takeout here.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anything's closed, really.
Can I switch gears a little bit? And I know we're talking about Corona. It's very serious, and I get it. I find it
No,
very
I'm
interesting.
talking about when we're going to open the club.
Because of Corona.
I don't think we're going to know that until the government. I don't think Mark is your key to knowing that.
Robert,
It's just my thought. Mark is getting high all day, patting a dog. I don't think he's too informed on what the government of Las Vegas is up to. But we can always go back to
He
him.
can overrule the
Mark's
government
like
of Las Vegas.
Mark is like the Cato Kalin of the Vegas establishment. There, he knows what's going on.
What I'm
Right.
I really
Of
want
course
to
he
know.
does. Give him more credit, Robert.
I really want to know. I want to know what these guys are doing, Mike, and whatever your other name is, Adelon. No I'm kidding.
You can call him Al.
And then, Mom.
Al, can I call you Al? I want to.
Armageddon.
what are you guys doing? You, Rick, too, of course. What are you guys doing by yourself? I mean, I have a wife and a kid, so I'm busy all fucking day. I'm doing stuff all day. She's got me building stuff and fixing shit, and I gotta play with him all day. I'm exhausted. What are you guys doing by yourself all day long?
Can I first say I will answer that question. I do want to make a quick hilarious joke about Vegas. I hear it's going to be great. They are going to open up the casinos, but little by little, first they will just, like a restaurant with delivery, they'll just send somebody to your house to pick up your money and then come back immediately to the casino. So thank you so much. That's what I'm doing all day. I live in Brooklyn with my girlfriend. So she is more of an introvert than I am. So she right now is behind. I'm not one at all. She is in our bedroom, possibly with headphones on. Sometimes she engages with the things that I'm doing on a screen and will be like one audience member laughing if I'm on like a live streaming comedy show. So all my jokes are now skewing towards the topic of I love my girlfriend. And because that's what's really getting the results in the house these days. I'm going to bring them out to the people later. But yeah, sometimes she is just using headphones to cancel the noise of my constant talking because she requires space and peace and quiet and calm, and I require an audience. So I've been going to sleep at like 4 a.m, waking up at noon or 1 for no reason. That's just, we've shifted. We're like, why go to, like, time is meaningless. They're like, oh, dark again. Like, okay. But yeah, I've been reading a lot. I've been watching a lot of stuff.
Movies, a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I've been waking up at 5, literally just waking up at 5 a.m, and everything hits me, and then I'm just up, and I have to go sit in a chair like my grandfather and just try to get tired again.
Are you going to bed earlier? You're going to bed earlier.
When do you normally wake up? Yeah.
I usually wake up when I'm home at 7:30 because my kid gets up for 7:30 to get ready for school and blah blah blah. But
and he's 36.
The other one's 36, the one I don't talk to. Max is that's probably true, by the way. There's probably a kid watching right now. You cocksucker. You never
Kelly.
But what's it again?
Alingon.
I'm kidding. Alingon. What are you doing? And now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Your parents are right upstairs. You don't have, you have nobody down there with you all day.
Yeah.
Are you getting a little stir crazy?
No, so I can now go upstairs, but for like 3 weeks I was just in the basement. It was really.
Are your parents doctors?
Mark.
No, I was I'm in the guest room, which is in the basement, and my mom has all these like dolls set up. So I've just been talking to the dolls.
That's what guests like.
Look at Rick. Rick lit up. He's like, oh.
We see the dolls?
Yeah. I'll bring the dolls.
Yeah.
The Valley of the Dolls.
I only lit up because I was wondering, can you fuck the dolls?
I think
Yes, you can.
I think you can stuff almost anything in your ass, no?
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
And again, Noam, I don't put anything in.
Yeah, nothing in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no.
Oh
no.
my God.
Oh, those are creepy, man.
Those are
creepy.
Those are
There's
racist.
there's so many of these in the guest room. I can't even begin to tell
That's
you.
very culturally inappropriate
I've
for
named
you
them
guys
all.
to have those.
What if I pulled out a bunch of brown dolls? These are the dolls I play with.
Are they,
Oh no.
did you name
They don't make brown dolls.
Can you hold one? Can you hold one up again? I want to see one.
And
This
real
one's my
quick.
favorite.
Oh
Look
wow.
at my doll.
What's her name?
This is Sarah.
Here's my doll right here.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Wow.
Does everybody have a doll they can show?
I think we all have dolls, right?
The plastic.
I don't have a doll.
You are a doll.
Wait
That
a
in my-
minute.
Oh, come on, Noah. Look
What?
I can't see everybody at once.
How
Oh,
many?
boy.
Which the gallery view, Mark.
I only see 4 at a time because I'm on my phone, I guess.
That's the doll that Rick fucks.
Okay,
no dolls.
close your door.
So, how many dolls are in the room?
Oh, there's so many.
Really?
There's There's at least a dozen, and there's a little like glass container with some small dolls that I call the quarantine dolls. I have nothing to do.
So thank God you don't have a girlfriend with you. She'd fucking leave you if she had to sleep in
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Where's the Runa?
Wow, that's crazy. So now you get to see your parents again. At least you get to see other people.
Yeah, but my mom is freaking out. She's like, basically, Indians have their own information coming in from WhatsApp, which is how we communicate, and all of it is just misinformation. So she thinks like Corona is spreading. Oh, I like that.
Oh my, it looks like Norton.
I'm interested in what. So what do they say? She thinks Corona is spreading in America or the world, or
she thinks she can get it like in any way possible. Like she will, any mail that we get, she keeps for a week and then wipes it with Clorox and then only opens it. It's like a very, yeah.
I spray with Lysol and I wipe it down.
That's a rich person thing. Poor people open that thing to see if it's money right away.
Yeah.
And what's going on in you have relatives in India?
I do, yeah. So they shut down the entire country for 3 weeks.
Are they doctors?
The way Cuomo should have.
Now there's yeah, that's good. I like that. So but there's over 1 billion people in India, and they live. I don't know much about, but I just my impression.
They're all doctors.
Impression is that in certain places they live in very dense populated areas.
Yeah. It's if they're able to contain it, it's going to be a miracle because it's so dense. On top of that, you have people who are just basically living on the street. You have migrant workers. Like I don't know how they're actually doing it. I think there's like a lot of police brutality involved, but they've basically enforced this policy that nobody should step outside. So they're not even allowing like walks and stuff like that.
Now, in Slumdog Millionaire, there was a scene.
Seriously, Russell Peters. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, he's famous everywhere, but what's going on with that? Mike, you're up, Mike.
Oh, yes. I also hate Indian people.
He's serious.
Actually, oh yeah. Without no joke, this is my prediction of what Noam was gonna say earlier when he didn't say something about Hinder. Is that's the religion of your people, right? Ilingan, the Hinders.
The Hinders.
Yes.
Was that it? No.
No. I was trying to think of a Hinder pun, but now I couldn't come up with it. And I felt the only way I could do the pun was do the accent, and I can't do the accent, so I just. But listen, just for the record, my wife's Indian, and we know we have tons of Indian relatives that come over all the time, so I get a pass, right?
Oh my God.
Well,
now he just got married to this woman in the last few minutes, so that he can have it.
I mean, your kids are Puerto Rican and Indian.
Yeah.
They're going to steal prescriptions. Anyway,
but my wife's half and half, but like most of her cousins are 100% Indian.
Like Indian from India.
Indian from
Staten Island
by way of Trinidad, but Indian from India. Yeah.
I had no idea. I didn't know that.
I think the grandparents are actually born in India. Then the next generation was born in Trinidad, and then they came here. I think that's it. But they're definitely Indian.
They definitely shouldn't have come.
No, they definitely. They go to the Hindu temple and all the Indian traditions. They're Indian people. I mean, if you ask what they are, they say they're Indian.
What are they?
Doctors.
Say Indian one more time. No, we need some sound bites. Rick, what about you, Rick? Are you alone?
I have a roommate. He's on the other side of the apartment.
All right.
But basically, we don't like hang out all day. He teaches online. I teach online. And so that's how I'm spending my days.
So you're working now?
I finished up, the classes that I had online, and I'm doing one-on-ones and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's not what it was. And it,
Did you guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I might get it started up again with a whole new class, or whatever. And I'm drinking again. So
online, you mean? You're going to teach more online?
Yeah, while this is going on.
Well, a lot of people
are going to do it. Yeah.
A lot of people actually. It's funny you say that because of the mindset that this put people in. a lot of people have picked up bad habits again. Drugs, drinking is huge again.
Yes, it is.
Food, a lot of people are gaining a lot of weight.
Huge.
You said drinking. That's really a puzzling thing for me. When they close all the non-essential businesses except liquor stores.
That's essential, though.
They did that with the weed, the dispensaries out here too at first.
I think there'll be blood in the streets if they close the liquor stores.
I mean, this is.
It's funny, but out
when
here,
I hear about it, I said liquor store. I mean, hey, beauty parlor to do my hair. More essential than having a drink.
They have a drive.
I'm serious. I found it very strange.
One of the liquor stores actually put a hole in the wall so they could have a drive-up window.
Oh, a glory window.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Who does
Glory Whole Foods? Yes.
I would never do a glory hole because it wouldn't make it all the way through the half-inch plywood. There you go.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that people are using whatever they can to get.
Because it's small, Noam. It's small.
It's a small dick joke.
It was good.
He's Googling it right now.
While we're on the topic of,
I was Googling.
dicks. Yeah.
I was Googling because I thought I detected in a link on something. Maybe I didn't, but is there some? So how do I put this?
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Don't say Indian.
Carefully, very carefully, Noam.
So my wife's family is Indian by way of Trinidad. Trinidad.
Yeah.
And it just occurred to me that maybe that the Indians who go to Trinidad are maybe there's some friction between them or they're not, or they're in some way looked down on or whatever it is by the Indians from India. And just for the first time, I just Googled that. I never even occurred to me. And yeah, there's all these stories there on the internet of Indo-Trinidadians yearn for their Indian roots who were like telling stories about how they're kind of looked past, or I mean, I'm just trying to take them in quickly. But do you know anything about that, Alingon?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I've got friends who are Indian by way of Trinidad. They're like Trini, and they do feel like distance from their Indian roots, and Indian people don't kind of
don't embrace them
in the same way. Yeah, that happens.
They don't assimilate to the Trinidad culture.
Well, I think your wife's family's story is a little bit different than a lot of people who have like generations in Trinidad or generations in like Guyana.
I might have condensed my one generation. It might be her great grandmother actually. So because I remember her grandmother's still alive, and I think she sounds like has a Trini accent, so a little bit.
Yeah, so they will. I mean, naturally over time have like slightly different culture, and I think that leads to a little bit of a distance from India.
They do everything, Hindu, and they eat Indian food. And my father-in-law's name is Prakash Behari, So, and actually my brother-in-law's name is also Prakash Behari. So, they didn't.
Is that his real name, or is that you just tried to make it easy for yourself?
No, that's his real name.
Okay.
I'll tell you, his name is making me hungry.
Why would you say that? They call him Junior. They call him Junior.
Again, he would say that. Let me explain this. I know you own a comedy club, but let me refresh your memory. He was trying to be funny.
Okay,
he said it. We all laughed, and you steamrolled over it with facts. Listen,
Robert, it's called show business, not show comedy.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
I'm so defensive now.
I would be too. If I said Indian 75 times to an Indian guy on a podcast.
You are really hindering this podcast.
I would go. I would go make a curry ASAP. All right. Well, that one bombed. Listen,
Robert, was that a joke about curry in a hurry, and you didn't say in a hurry, and that was the extra fun that you had?
Thanks for helping me, Mike.
It was really great. I really liked it.
Thank you, buddy. Well, listen, it's been an hour.
No, you're just getting started.
No, we did not. We're getting finished.
I have one more joke about Rick's butt, if that's okay.
Oh, please. Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
Just from earlier, everyone, I'm so like, I wouldn't have come up with this. I'm sorry that my brain did this, but I just wanted to diffuse everyone everything if possible. Like everyone loves each other and they're really friends. And Rick, I'm so sorry, but I really have a question about this. That you said, you know, you had like somebody offered maybe the doll. You said, can you fuck the doll? And then you were like, okay, it could go in, anything could go in your butt. I really like that Noam said that, you know, of course you could, but then you said I'm a top, but if you were the one putting the doll in your own butt, then you would be the top as well. So is that not fair?
Your choreography is wrong.
Okay.
Mike, that was brilliant.
Thank you so much. That's all I'm here for.
About politics.
I rule for the plaintiff. Mike.
Isn't this the time we cut away and then Noam screams that they didn't cover it?
Can I ask a question? I'm getting a vibe here. You guys think I'm crazy?
No, we think you're going crazy. That's all.
Because it all makes perfect sense to me, and I sometimes like I don't get it. It's like.
But why do you get so upset about it? That's what I don't understand. It's like you sound like
just trying to be entertaining.
Oh, all right, okay.
But I don't get upset about it. I mean, I'm not upset. Yeah, but I have gotten upset if somebody in arguments. That's not my thing. What is it?
We wasted so much time on all those boring facts. We could have made fun of Mark's hat. We could have made fun of Alagon has a mullet. We didn't even say anything about it.
Lingon has a mullet?
That guy.
No, he's not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, what the?
That's a great look. That's not a mullet. He looks.
It's a mullet.
Let me say, if that was blonde, he would be Tiger King. Okay. Esty, what do you
Should I watch it or not?
Tiger King?
Yeah.
Esty, watch it.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
I hear so much about it.
It's trash entertainment.
It's too long.
You can have the excuse that you're in quarantine. That's why you did it. It's garbage, but it's so compelling. And I actually had a guy, he ran for governor in wherever the hell he is in, I think Oklahoma. He was trying to be the governor and the president. And I had his campaign manager on my show yesterday, who actually went to jail for attacking his father-in-law with a samurai sword.
Oh boy.
The shit that happens in this thing is just fucking nuts. And the people that are all in this industry of taking care of big cats are crazy.
You know, there's a new episode, right?
Came out yesterday. Yeah.
There is a new episode?
It's just an interview with Joel McHale interviews some of the characters about where they're at now. It's not like
which network?
Netflix. Yeah. So
everybody talks about it. So
I would check it out. It's literally mindless horse shit.
Yeah, but some people hate it, and some people can't stop talking about it.
Put your thinking caps away.
Lingon, I understand there's a lot of tigers in India. Do you think India set that we're claiming that we have the Tiger King in America?
Oh, that's funny.
Thank God you wake up and write all day. Well, listen, I hope everybody's doing well. This was fun, everybody. And you too, Noam. Very interesting. And I know what, and I don't want to say this, Noam. You brought up good points, and I'm a little worried about you because you're the type of guy that needs to be out. You need to be around people, and you need to play music. You need to see shows. You need to yell, scream, argue, and laugh. So I hope you did it tonight here.
I'm chilling. Are you saying I'm like Jack Nicholson in The Shining a little bit?
A little, yeah. You're getting a little bit.
He wasn't saying that. You're the one who said that.
But I was thinking it the whole fucking show. Esty, we love you so much.
Good to see you, Esty.
I'm gonna talk to you. There's something I want to ask you off camera.
Okay, me.
It has to do with
It's off secret.
GoPro.
Yeah.
It's son's birthday tomorrow, and I
know all about it.
YouTube and whatever, and I know that you've been doing it. So
I know everything about everything.
I know you do.
I filled the hole in my chest with electronics instead of drugs and alcohol and vagina. So
I'm literally going to stay up late. to watch the second showing of Tucker Carlson tonight because I want to see what happened in his press conference today.
The reporter and him went at it.
Speaking of vaginas, Mark, what do you got going on?
Oh,
my
Mark,
God, let me see.
Whoa! You cut your own hair.
The Robert Kelly.
My God, you look great.
It's going to be down to my shoulders by the time the club opens.
Yeah, please keep us
Okay, good
informed.
night, everybody.
Rick, we'll see you later.
I hope so.
Good to see you, buddy. Really.
Good to see you.
Has anybody had it? Just real quick. Anybody had the virus?
VD? Oh, sorry.
Nobody's had
Why,
it.
do you know?
I haven't
No,
had it.
but I injured my foot really badly yesterday.
Who'd you kick?
What
The
happened?
chair.
What'd you
There
do?
were
No,
people
really.
in my mother's old age home that had it, but she got tested and she doesn't have it.
Oh, really? Well, okay.
No,
That's good.
I've known a few people who have had it though. Do you know?
My step grandmother passed away from it.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm sorry that step grandmother sat. It is a funny. She's not a person who I knew well, but she
Not a
is a
funny
person
wedding.
who's my dad remarried 25 years ago. Her mother died, and she is an Indian doctor. I don't know how to make it better.
All right, listen, Allegon.
Forget about the A. Just say Lingon.
Lingon.
Calgon.
Lingon, listen,
Yeah.
it was nice to meet you, and it was very, very funny, and God bless Indian people.
Thank you. That's all I came
God's
for.
bless
I
Indian
want
people.
Indian food now.
Yes, I do too. I'm
I
sorry.
love Indian food.
We'll see
So
you
does
guys.
Rick, but I don't think it means the same thing.
I could go for a nice Indian meal now.
We're gonna be back here tomorrow.
No, Rick, but
Same time, same channel. Thanks for watching Comedy
Thank you,
Cellar Nightly.
Robert.
See
Thank
guys
you.
later. Take care.
Good night,